Hey, what is happening, everybody? How are you doing? This is Rob of Rule of Two Review. Welcome back to the channel. And today, we are going to be discussing the very sad, very depressing, and not at all surprising news about No More Heroes 3 getting delayed until next year. Really quickly, before we actually dive into the topic, I do want to remind you guys that I am currently pushing to cross 15,000 subscribers before the end of 2020. Things have been going pretty darned well. I am currently just within 800 subscribers away from crossing that milestone. I'm growing with every new video, and I absolutely appreciate the support. So, as you watch this video, if you seem to like what I'm doing, then maybe consider subscribing to the channel to help me cross that milestone before the year is over. So it has already been a very crazy and very busy week of news in the gaming industry. We've got all this Xbox Series S and Series X and pricing information, release dates for the console, pre-order date of September 22nd. We got a brand new Zelda Hyrule Warriors game, a prequel to Breath of the Wild, announced for this year. Just last week, we had the Mario 3D anniversary stuff happening. I mean, it's been insane. We're just waiting on the cusp every single day, every single moment for when Sony is going to finally announce their PlayStation 5 stuff. It's been crazy, but it's also been very exciting. And within all of that, we have this other huge thing dumped upon us, this huge piece of news. And it is, like I said, the delay of No More Heroes 3 until next year in 2021. So naturally, most of you guys who know me already know this. I am a huge No More Heroes fan, you guys. Travis Touchdown, that nerdy idiot just sings to my heart. I love him so much. And I love the first two games, and I even enjoyed Travis Strikes Again. I think it was a totally good, fine, discount-priced spin-off game. And there was some interesting story and lore stuff that they added into it, and even a really cool tease for No More Heroes 3 at the very end. Not to mention, when it got its first major patch update, they also added a new cinematic that basically connected the No More Heroes universe to the Killer 7 universe, which is so insanely cool to me because I also adore Killer 7. I think it is an underrated masterpiece of a game, both, of course, developed by Suda51. So, you know, long story short, No More Heroes is one of my, top 5, top 10 all-time favorite franchises. I love these games, and when No More Heroes 3 was announced last year, it was a big deal. If you watched my reaction to the E3 Nintendo Direct, oh man, I lost my mind for that.
Please take a look.
Snip, snap. What is this?
Was today the 4th of July? If not, is the Empire striking back?
Is this No More Heroes?
Looks like things are gonna get weird today.
Is this No More Heroes? Or is this Daemon X Machina? This is Daemon X Machina. That sounded like Travis Touchdown.
As you can see, things got all funky.
It is Travis! Dude, what? Oh my god!
All yoked and powerful and trying to take over the world.
Oh! Show me that number 3! Show me that number 3! Show it! Oh! I'm gonna cry, you guys. I'm gonna cry.
Don't you worry. A hero descends.
Oh, man. Oh.
In this world? Oh, but there totally are. My name is Travis Touchdown. I'm the last hero around, here to save the world. I'm also just a passing assassin. Let's do this.
Show it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What? Dude. I cannot believe that.
Come back, brothers.
Oh.
To the garden of madness.
Is that Sylvia? Oh my god! I'm beating the shit out of my chair right now. What? Oh, you guys. Now, one of the coolest things about the reveal of No More Heroes 3 was that as it was revealed in 2019, they also revealed it to be exclusive to the Switch and to be releasing in 2020. This year. That's been really exciting, and all year as the pandemic has started to play out and we started to realize things are really weird, games are getting delayed, Nintendo's being very quiet, there are no Nintendo Directs, what's happening with everyone in the industry, and of course, laser focused on Nintendo specifically, we've all been holding on to hope that No More Heroes 3 would be one of these games that would still release in 2020 to help give us something to play this year and to enjoy. Hopefully for the holiday, but whenever it was going to release, that's what we were hoping to see. But as the year has gone on, and the last couple of months have played out the way they have been, again, if you've been following me, you've heard me say this several times on live streams and on videos. I kind of was getting a sense around the summertime that this game was probably not going to be a 2020 release. When the year started, I was nervous it would get delayed, but I was definitely more believing it would still release this year and hit that target date. But as the year went on, and especially once we got to late summer, I was like, man, you guys, you know what? Things aren't looking too good. I think this game is going to get delayed. And of course, that is what happened yesterday when both Suda and Grasshopper tweeted out this message, this update about No More Heroes 3. This is Goichi Suda from Grasshopper Manufacturer with an announcement regarding the postponement of the release of No More Heroes 3. Reading through the comments of fans on social media, we know 2020 has been a very tough period for many of you. To everyone who has been waiting for further news and release date confirmation, ever since the reveal of the trailer of No More Heroes 3 at TGA at the end of 2019, I would like to offer my sincerest apologies. All staff members at Grasshopper have been working as hard as possible on developing the game in hopes of releasing it in 2020, but the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic have unfortunately proven to be a real blow to our schedule, causing unforeseen delays in development. Now that we have managed to get back on our feet with development, we have decided to focus on prioritizing quality and to therefore push back the final release date. Very sorry once again. We hope that everyone who has been patiently waiting for No More Heroes 3 can understand and accept this decision, and we will continue to put forth every effort into the title's development as we shoot for a 2021 release date. In other and hopefully better news, we are extremely pleased to announce that Derek Robertson of The Boys fame, and of whom I'm personally a huge fan, will be joining the project to provide illustrations for the game. We will be posting some original illustrations, so please be sure to check them out. Please stay tuned for key art from Derek himself, as well as further announcements and news regarding No More Heroes 3. So, there we have it, all the news, the information directly from the man himself, Suda51, about the game, the effects of the pandemic, and the delay until next year. It's interesting because as we've gotten teases and hints about this game throughout this year, I think that's the stuff that, whereas many people saw that as a good sign, that maybe the game was coming sooner than later, I was actually reading it differently, and I did discuss it on videos over the past couple of months. I mean, this is no secret. I've mentioned this already, that to me, the way the game has still been so secretive, and Suda himself had been secretive, even going so far as to show gameplay in the background, but with his face covering up the entire screen while he's talking about anything but No More Heroes, to me, that wasn't a sign that the game was getting ready to be shown and released. It was a sign that they're not ready to officially show it, because if they were, they wouldn't give us the cryptic teases and be hiding behind what they're actually showing. They would have put the game and Travis Touchdown front and center. They would have said, here's a reveal trailer, here's an official date confirmation, here's, I don't know, a Nintendo Direct where we're heavily discussing No More Heroes 3 and talking about and showing all this great stuff because the game is so far along in development. But it wasn't any of that. It was literally just, he shared a photo of Travis Touchdown close up on Twitter, and then they did this reveal, this footage where he's basically blocking the screen and not even talking about No More Heroes. That stuff to me was way too cryptic for the game to be so close to release. And so I'd been reading it just like it turned out that the game was probably not going to hit 2020. Now, reading the statement and considering everything that's been happening this year, personally, I am okay with this. Am I sad? Yes. Am I devastated and depressed? Absolutely, because I am so excited for this game. You've heard me say it numerous times. I've been waiting a decade for this game. I mean, ever since No More Heroes 2 was done, it's like, all right, man, are we ever going to get a third? And I never thought it was possible until it actually happened last year. And it's just, I don't know how to tell you guys. It's beyond exciting as such a fan of this franchise. But this year is a unique, special year. Things are not normal, and everyone in the gaming industry has been having to struggle and work around this. Everyone in every industry. I mean, heck, my company, a huge, huge company here in the United States, and, you know, I have a corporate position within this company, we have absolutely been affected, and we have nothing to do with the gaming space, you know, so every industry, movie theaters, the economy, I don't know, just everyone has been affected, the video game industry as well. And so I can't blame Suda51 and Grasshopper and this team for this delay, just like I can't blame anyone else for any delays in anything that's happening here. Obviously, a big key factor here is the fact that while it took them a while to do it, they did finally come out with a statement, and they did finally come out to address the fan base and the consumer and those of us who are curious and excited for this game about what's happening and say, hey, here's what's going on. We've been trying, we've been working, but the pandemic did affect us. It made it hard to work. We had to keep people safe, so it slowed down and impacted our development time, which means we can't release it this year like we had hoped to and like we said last year. So we're right now targeting next year, and so in 2021, you can look forward to this game. We're sorry, but this is what's happening. And I think that's why we're seeing an overwhelmingly positive reception to this. While we're sad, everyone is like, well, it is what it is. You can't really blame the guy. You can't really blame the team. The pandemic is a real thing. We know it's affecting the industry and other industries in the whole world. So at least now we know, at least you've explained it to us, and we're all of us, most of us are patient enough and mature enough to handle the information and allow you the time you need to be safe, first and foremost, and to develop a cool-looking video game, secondly. And I think that that's great to see. I'm very happy to see the positive reception, and it goes to show, as I've been saying all year, the power of transparency, the power of communication. Man, you just say it out loud, you tell people what's going on, you're honest and you're upfront, and you explain something so obvious, like the pandemic is slowing things down, and people are going to be okay with it. Like, for the most part, we're going to accept it. Yeah, you're always going to get those outlying trolls that just can't handle anything not going their way. They're entitled little babies, and they're going to complain and swear and be toxic no matter what happens if it's not perfect just for them every time. But in this situation, and in plenty of other situations, like with The Last of Us getting delayed and Cyberpunk getting delayed and all the other things we've seen this year, most people are like, yeah, you know, it sucks, but it's okay. It's understandable. We get it. And so, like I said, the power of communication is very much on display here because Suda51 and Grasshopper are being very transparent. Here's what's going on. Sorry, but we'll see you next year. And for the most part, everyone's like, that's okay. Now, what do we really know here? What can we truly take away from this statement about No More Heroes 3? Well, the biggest thing that I focus on is the fact that they say they're focusing on quality and they're prioritizing a 2021 release date. So, first and foremost, yes, focus on quality. I mean, I don't really think that they weren't already focusing on quality, but maybe they were initially thinking for most of the year they could push and push and push and get a passable version of this game out in 2020 and maybe consider patching it later. But now they're probably deciding not to do that, and once you remove the restraint of get this game out before 2020 is over, now they can say, you know what, this is just giving us extra time to not worry about that, and now we don't have to push a passable version of this game out. We can try to get the best version of this game out. You know, that's the ideal way to make and release any video game. And as we all know, that does not happen with every video game release in this industry. You know, we're all very familiar with that. So I find it reassuring to hear Suda say, hey, we're just going to focus on quality at this point. We no longer have to worry about time, so we're going to make this the best and most mechanically sound game we can make it. Which is great because I, as a huge fan of Suda51's games, have always acknowledged that they're not always mechanically perfect. Even my favorite games, Killer 7 and No More Heroes, the original, have a lot of mechanical, weird, goofy, glitchy problems. Like, they're always awkward games to play, but they're so great in so many other ways that that's why I love them. But maybe, with No More Heroes 3 coming out on the mega successful Nintendo Switch, and with this extra time because of the pandemic, we're going to get the most beautifully, perfectly made, mechanically fun game that Suda has ever made. I mean, I actually thought it was going to be the case anyway, but now with this new delay, I think that's really going to be the case. The other thing they mention is, how does he phrase it here? Let me find it here. Causing unforeseen delays. We will continue to put every effort into the title's development as we shoot for a 2021 release date. So he does say shoot for a 2021 release date. that leaves the tiniest window open for this game to come out after 2021. But I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't think that's what's happening, because as he says here, the team is basically back at work. He makes it sound in this statement that there was a period where the team was not working. Like they had to take a break, everyone had to split from the offices, no one was working together, they probably weren't doing a whole lot of work from home because they had to be as safe as possible when the pandemic really started to hit. And he makes it sound like everyone's now come back together, and however they're doing it, whether they're still at home or if they're able to go into their office or whatever they're doing, he makes it sound like the pandemic-forced break is now over, and now the team is back hard at work on the game. And so if they're back working at 100% effort and capacity on this game, I can't imagine that it's going to be beyond 2021. I think he's saying that just to leave the window open in case something happens again to delay the game further. But assuming that doesn't happen, if they get to stay completely on board from now until this game is ready, I'm going to put a 99% probability that this game is still going to be 2021 and it won't come out after 21. But I did want to bring it up because he does say it here that way in this statement. So at the end of the day, this is where we are. You know, another casualty of the pandemic this year. It sucks, but it is what it is. We're getting used to it. And like I already said here, whenever we're at least communicated to by any company out there with dealing with delays and products that we're excited for, I think it's okay. I think that we've shown that for the most part, the community and the consumer base can deal with the information and can take it as what it is and say, you know, it's okay. So I'm glad for the communication. I'm glad to hear from Suda what's going on. I'm sad and devastated I don't get to play a new Travis Touchdown adventure this year like I had hoped. But that's okay, man. I guess we'll just wait and see if we get the most awesome version of this game possible next year in 2021, because that's what I feel like is probably going to happen. As far as what we're going to have on the Switch for the rest of the year, I might discuss that in a different video. I don't want to ramble on too much more about that in this video. But these are the details. This is what's happening with No More Heroes 3, my most anticipated game for the year, delayed till next year. So what do you think? What do you think about my discussion and my breakdown here? And what are your own thoughts and opinions on the delay and on the game and everything Suda51 is saying here? Talk about it below. And with that, this video is a wrap. Thanks, of course, as always, for tuning in, guys. This is Rob of Rule of 2 Review, and I'll catch you next time on another video.